Welcome to On Air with Amber Wynn, where nonprofit leaders learn to fuse passion and commitment with proven business strategies to create long-term funding, impact, and sustainability. And now here's your host and resident Philanthrepreneur, Amber Wynn.
Hey fam, it's your girl Amber Wynn, and I am back. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. I missed being in your space, in community, and I'm excited to be back. We took some time to review the 7 stages of a successful nonprofit, and I wanted you to really just dive in deep because as we move forward, we're going to take a little different approach. And we're going to go deeper. We're going to go deeper because if you stay surface, then you're going to stay surface. So we're going to go deeper in future episodes. What do I mean? Well, we have new features. You saw that sexy intro. Thank you, Felicia. That's my engineer, you guys. She sexified it up, did she not? We got some new beats that were dropped by my son, Christopher Wynn. Thank you, Chris. It's all new, you guys. It's all new because the world needs nonprofits. I know I said that before, but when we look at the world, when we look at the state of the world needs us. And so we can't make changes by being surface. We got to go deep. We got to dig deep. We got to do the work. So moving forward, I'm going to be very intentional, right? Not that I wasn't intentional before, but like I'm serious. Like we got to get you guys ready so that we can help save this world. That's the position that I'm coming from. And I have the distinct honor and pleasure of coaching you through it. I want you to look at me as your coach. And I've been thinking about this analogy. For those of you who are sports fans, you'll follow me, right? I'm a football fan, a football fanatic. Love me some football. And how I envision the nonprofit sector is people have heart and passion, and you need that. You need heart and passion when you're playing football, right? But heart and passion is not enough. You have to understand the game. You have to have strategy, but most importantly, you need a coach. You need a coach that's going to get you to that Super Bowl, that's going to help you win the game. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you get to the end field, right? What I've been witnessing is that people have been looking at those specialty coaches, right? You've got your offensive coach and your defensive coach, and they're good. They're good for what they're for. So when I'm talking about that, you've got your grant writer or you've got your fund development strategist. They're good. They're good of what they're for, but they're only going to give you what you need in that specialty area. The reason why most nonprofits fail is because they don't know what they don't know. And that's not something small. That's not something that's contained. It's the big picture. So we're going to focus on setting a solid foundation so that you can make it to the end field. Do you know what a good coach is going to tell you? 10 yards. That's all you need to focus on. 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards till you get to the end field. So as your coach, as the coach of the team, not the specialty team, not the offense, not the defense, but the coach, I've got the big picture. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive deep into how to get you to become a profitable nonprofit. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have financial resources, you can't invest in your organization, you can't invest in your people, and you can't make the impact that you need. So today's episode, for those of you who've been around for 20, 30 years, and you're still floundering, today's episode is specifically for you. The title of today's episode is It Time? And we're going to jump into that right after this quick commercial. If your grants aren't getting funded, it could be because the funder can't see how your programs are making an impact in your community. Get the How to Demonstrate Impact workbook to quantify the work you're doing in your community in a way that a funder can see a potential return on their investment. Funders need proof that your organization will use their grant dollars to improve your community. That proof is called impact, and impact is quantified through measurable outcomes. Leverage my 30 years of program development experience to help increase your chance of securing funding. Order your copy today. Welcome back. It's your girl, Amber Wynn. And today we're talking about, is it time? What does it mean? Is it time? If you've been in this nonprofit game for more than 3 years and you're not getting a salary, you don't have paid staff, if you are floundering, but on the outside making it appear as if you are this amazing nonprofit doing amazing things, but when you get home, you're tired because you've worked your 9 to 5 and then you've worked your nonprofit, this episode is for you. And I am specifically reaching out to this population because there's so many. If you would go to the IRS website and just did a quick search for all of the nonprofits whose budgets are under $50,000, you will see that over 60% of those people comprise that category. What that says to me is that a lot of people haven't figured out the secret sauce for long-term sustainability. It's not having a budget at $50,000, that's for sure. If you have a budget at $50,000, that means you don't have salaries, right? That means that you don't have a diversified stream of revenue. So I want you to pause right now. It's just you and me, and I can't even see you. So I want you to pause right now and really think about the future of your nonprofit. Is it time? Is it time to dissolve your nonprofit? Yes, I said it because, listen, life is too short. If you are doing like most of the people who are self-funding their nonprofits, you are making lots of sacrifices, financial, personal. In the last week, I've had 2 clients come to me, and this is the reason why I'm even sharing this topic. One said that, his girlfriend broke up with him because he was spending all of his time and all of his money in his nonprofit, and he was distraught. And then I spoke with another client. Her nonprofit's been around for 30 years. She's never gotten a salary. And so my question for both of them is it worth it? The personal sacrifice that you make, is it worth it? Because are you even really making an impact in the community the way that you should? Yes, you're making an impact, obviously. But when I say the way that you should, I mean, so where there's not you suffering in order to serve your community. It can be done. You can get a salary, you can generate revenue so that you're not sacrificing yourself and your personal expenses and your finances for your community. It can be done. And because it can be done, I'm saying to you, you have a choice. You can continue to function the way that you've been functioning, right? Self-funding, piecemealing, struggling, not reaching your full potential in terms of an impact, or you can do what you need to do to run a profitable nonprofit. And that is create an infrastructure, right? Processes, policies, procedures, all of that is in alignment with what the IRS says a public charity is supposed to be. The majority of the reason why my amazing nonprofits are struggling is because they're afraid. And it's because of what they don't know. Afraid meaning they stay small because they don't want a board to come in and fire them and take their nonprofit. All I can say to you is the reality is 2 things are going to happen because of fear. One, you're going to stay small. You're going to keep your organization choked. Because if you don't have new ideas, new blood, new people, you stay small and you stay choked. Or you're going to say, I want this nonprofit to survive me. Because the reality is other people, this generation, if they don't get paid, they're not going to work. Half of them don't want to work if they have to come in. So if you're expecting the next generation to take over and do what you do, make the sacrifices that you do, don't get paid, it's not going to happen. So I guarantee you, your nonprofit is going to die when you die. And what a complete waste. So if you're ready to put in the work, if you're ready to shift your mind, if you're ready to do what it takes to make sure that your nonprofit survives longer than you, then I got you. I've got the roadmap because it's not about piecemealing. It's about understanding that your nonprofit is a business, and you're running a business. And I can teach you how to do that successfully. So that's going to be the path for us moving forward. Not just piecemealing, not just patching, but clearing out all of those missteps that you've put in place. Clearing out those practices that's going to keep you from getting funded. Clearing out all of the junk, replacing it with what you need to be successful. And I got you. I've got the roadmap. As a matter of fact, Not only do I have the roadmap, but I'm going to hold your hand and walk you through it. So if it's time to dissolve your organization because you know that you're not going to change your mindset, you know you're not going to invest in your organization, you know you're not going to do what you need to do to hire people and pay them at the rate that they need to be, then it is. It's time for you to dissolve your organization. And you can go take your knowledge and share it with another nonprofit, but most importantly, you can preserve yourself. And if it's time for you to make that shift, then I've got you. I've got your back. And we can do what we need to do to move you forward. So I want you to marinate on that. And I want you to see that I have the roadmap for you. As a matter of fact, let's take a look and I can show you how to get there. Are you struggling to fund your programs? Can't get a grant to save your life? Most consultants will share the what of how to start a nonprofit or how to fundraise. They may even share the why, but they don't share the how, because that's where they make their money. Now, I'm not hating, I'm a businesswoman too, but I've been where you are, trying to make the world a better place, struggling to keep the doors open, up to the wee hours of the night, writing grants and doing whatever needed to be done. And because I've walked in your shoes, I'm not here to make you spin your wheels, waste your time or your hard-earned money. We ain't got time for that. The world needs you. I'm here to show you how to transform that pit you keep dumping your hard-earned money into a profitable nonprofit. I take my 30 years of nonprofit experience as a founder, executive director, program developer, grant writer, and funder, giving out over $7 million annually in grants. And I save you, literally, thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours. I walk you through setting up your nonprofit organization so that you can be generating enough revenue to cover your monthly expenses in just 90 days. How would that feel? Not paying bills from your personal bank account. I share my insider secrets, tips, tricks of the trade, and provide you with a step-by-step roadmap on how to turn your bootstrap organization into a profitable nonprofit. Within 6 months, you could be generating enough revenue to pay your salary or fully fund your programs. The choice is yours. But you have to get the blueprint. And it took me 3 years to develop it, but it's here and it's going to change your life. Join my other successful clients who are just like you, full of passion and determination, but they had no idea all that it takes to run and fund a successful nonprofit. Now they're winning grants and drawing a salary, and they know what it is that they're supposed to be doing to run a successful nonprofit. They're no longer making it up as they go. They have the roadmap, and they're clear about next steps. And I want that for you too. So what do you get in this course? You'll walk away with knowledge, products, processes, and systems. Not just a bunch of promises, but exactly what you need to turn your organization into a profitable nonprofit. I promise, you don't need grants. What you need is a solid infrastructure. And this course is going to give you all of that and more. And what's more, it comes with a money-back guarantee. So go ahead, click the link below to register for this course. See, I told you, I got you. We are on a course, and it's not something that you have to go alone. I'm right here with you. So we're going to keep it moving, guys, to the next part of the episode, which is Ask Amber. I'm always going to be here for you to answer any question that you have. And today's question is coming from Dana out of Sherman Oaks. Dana hit me up on Instagram, and her question is, hey, Amber, so I'm thinking about starting a nonprofit, but don't know where to start. There's so much information out there, it is confusing. And absolutely, it is. There's a lot of free information out there, but the challenge usually is how do you string it together? How do you do one part and, which order? But I'll start by saying to you, you need to decide if you even really need to start a nonprofit. I know people are like, Amber, you're a nonprofit consultant. What are you doing trying to convince people not to start nonprofits? My purpose for being here is to help improve communities. And you can do that in a lot of different ways. Go to my website, www.amberwynn.net, and check out my blog. There is a blog titled Six Sexy Alternatives to Starting a Nonprofit. Read through that and really see if starting a nonprofit is what you want to do, because you're not starting a project or a program. When you start a nonprofit, when you incorporate, you're starting a business. So if you're ready to start a business, meaning human resources and marketing and fundraising, and if you're ready to invest in a board and training and hiring people, if you're ready for that, if you have $25,000 to start a nonprofit, then I got you. You can take a look at my course, 90 Days to a Profitable Nonprofit. You can take a look at my website with all of the resources there. But I want you to make an informed decision, okay? Because there is a lot of information out there and people have been told lies, and I want you to start with the truth. So start with visiting my website, looking at some of the free resources I have. Take a look at the dashboard and the 90-day calendar. In the 90-day calendar, it'll tell you exactly all of the things you need to do to set up a strong, viable nonprofit in 90 days. You look at week by week, all of the things you have to do. And if you're ready to make that commitment, Dana, then I say, go ahead, because I got you. But if you look at all of the stuff that you're really going to be required to do to run a nonprofit and you decide that's not what you want to do, take a look at my blog and check out the alternatives to starting a nonprofit so you can still make the impact in the community that you want to make. Thank you so much for that question. For the rest of you out there, if you have burning questions you want to ask me, hit me up on any of my socials. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can email me at amber@amberwynn.net. I want to ask your questions because I want to make sure that my time with you is purposeful. All right. So as I said with you at the beginning of this episode, we're doing some things differently. I always will be your biggest cheerleader. That's just who I am because I've been where you are. I want to go a little bit deeper. So moving forward, I'm going to share some interviews that I've actually had with some nonprofit leaders. It's always important to learn from each other, and we all have talent, skills, knowledge, and resources we can share with our community. So moving forward, I'm going to share information, but interviews with some of my nonprofits and some subject matter experts, people who actually support the nonprofit. Right? Resources, software, services. So I want to go a little bit deeper. And this month we will be speaking with an amazing young lady, Tanika Doyle from Chasing 7 Dreams. So let's take a look at part 1 of Chasing 7 Dreams.
I started the organization, just the passion of a parent trying to help their child. You know, my son is 19 now. His name is Elijah. He was diagnosed with autism pretty late in the game at 7 years old. And it was hard for me to find placement for him in the summertime, you know, to be social and blend with other kids and just, you know, enjoy his young life, right? I felt that all kids should experience camps, and when I didn't find it, or if I don't find it, I create it. So I started Chasing 7 Dreams, which is helping individuals with developmental disabilities, helping parents, offering parent workshops for children that are born up until they're 30 years old. So I'll kind of explain the 4 programs that we offer. Our first program is eCamp, which stands for Elijah Kids with All Abilities Making Progress. It's a summer camp, a social rec program that we offer. We have a program called Career Connect, where we help adults at 18 through 30 gain permanent employment or provide volunteer internships, even within our own company. We also have a program called Pamper My Baby. That is a parent workshop where we give out developmental toys and diapers, and we go over the developmental milestones from a child from birth through 5 years old. And our last program is STARS, is our newest program. It's a sports program. STARS stands for Simply Training All Recreational Sports. We wanted to incorporate sports in the community, and that ranges from 9 to 26 years old. So it's for kids and it's for adults. So we're trying to give back and do what we can do for the community.
Welcome back. As I said before, we're going to be diving deep, allowing you to get to know some of the nonprofit leaders in our community. If you're interested in being on Shine On Nonprofit, then make sure you reach out to me. Any of my socials, I'd love to feature you. And yeah, so that's all I have for this week. We're going to come back next week stronger, better, more exciting, more information, more detail. And I really want you to think about today's topic because I'm serious about really making a difference in this community. If it's time for you to dissolve your organization, you can't just walk away. You need to find an attorney that's going to help you dissolve that legally because you are a legal entity and we don't want someone to just take your organization in a different direction if they have your information. So you will have to officially dissolve it. But again, if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to change your mindset, I'm your girl and I'm here to support you. So until next week, I want you to take care of yourself like you take care of your community.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Head over to www.amberwynn.net/podcast for the links and resources mentioned in today's podcast. See you next time.